In a small, forgotten town nestled in the heart of the mountains, there was a legend that spoke of eternal nightfall, a night that never ended. It was said that during this eternal night, the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred, and strange occurrences took place. One fateful evening, a mysterious carnival appeared at the outskirts of the town. Its arrival was unannounced, and its origins were shrouded in darkness. The townsfolk, curious yet apprehensive, decided to explore the carnival grounds. Underneath the blood-red moon that hung low in the perpetual night sky, the carnival seemed to stretch endlessly into the shadows. The air was filled with haunting melodies that echoed through the twisted alleys. Visitors discovered peculiar attractions, a mirror maze that reflected distorted versions of themselves, a fortune teller who whispered secrets from beyond the veil, and a carousel that spun in reverse. As the night progressed, the carnival-goers realized they were not alone. Ghostly figures, with hollow eyes and skeletal faces, silently joined the festivities. No one could discern the living from the dead, and a palpable sense of dread settled over the crowd. Desperation gripped the town as the hours dragged on, and the carnival showed no signs of ending. Whispers of eternal nightfall became more than a legend, they became a horrifying reality. The once curious townsfolk were now trapped in a spectral carnival, condemned to dance with the dead for all eternity. In the heart of a dense, ancient forest, a dilapidated mansion stood as a silent witness to the passing centuries. Legend had it that on the night of eternal nightfall, the mansion's long-lost inhabitants would return to play a haunting melody that echoed through the trees. One brave soul, a musician seeking inspiration, ventured into the forest as the first shadows enveloped the land. The mansion's grand ballroom, adorned with decaying chandeliers, awaited him. As the clock struck midnight, a ghostly orchestra materialized, each musician an ethereal silhouette. The conductor, a specter with empty eye sockets, raised his bony hand, signaling the musicians to begin. The haunting melody that emerged from the instruments was both beautiful and otherworldly, resonating with a melancholy that transcended the boundaries of the living. Entranced by the music, the musician joined the spectral orchestra, playing a violin that seemed to materialize out of thin air. As the melody reached its crescendo, the mansion trembled, and the boundaries between the living and the dead wavered. The musician, realizing the perilous nature of his situation, attempted to flee, but the mansion's walls had come alive. Grotesque faces manifested in the decaying wallpaper, whispering promises of immortality. He stumbled through corridors that twisted and turned, leading him deeper into the mansion's spectral grasp. The haunting melody continued, its notes wrapping around the musician's soul. He became one with the ghostly orchestra, condemned to play the eternal symphony for all those who dared to wander into the mansion on the night of eternal nightfall. In a desolate village at the edge of civilization, there was a peculiar phenomenon during eternal nightfall: the whispering shadows. As darkness fell, the shadows detached themselves from their mundane existence and gained an eerie sentience. A curious journalist, drawn by tales of the village's peculiar curse, arrived on the eve of eternal nightfall. Armed with a camera and a sense of skepticism, she ventured into the village square. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness as the shadows detached from the walls and stretched across the ground. The journalist soon realized that these shadows whispered secrets, long-buried truths, regrets, and sins. The secrets echoed through the empty streets, creating a symphony of despair. The villagers, unable to escape their own shadows, writhed in agony as the dark truths consumed them. As the journalist delved deeper into the village, she encountered a shadow with a voice unlike the others. It spoke of a forgotten ritual, a way to break the curse that bound the shadows to the villagers. The ritual involved a sacrifice, a choice between one's darkest secret and the liberation of the village. Haunted by the shadows and compelled by the chance to free the village, the journalist faced a moral dilemma. The village elders, driven by fear, pleaded with her to make the ultimate sacrifice. As the clock struck midnight, the journalist made her choice, and the whispering shadows consumed her. The village was plunged into darkness, and for a brief moment, it seemed as if eternal nightfall had claimed another victim. But then, as the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, the shadows retreated, leaving the village forever changed. The journalist's sacrifice had broken the curse, and the villagers were free from the relentless whispers. Yet, as the sun rose, the journalist's voice echoed through the fading shadows, a ghostly reminder of the price paid to dispel the darkness that clung to the village. The tale of eternal nightfall persisted, etched into the memories of those who witnessed the shadows' haunting whispers.